exclusive MLB guest today has won the World Series for the St. Louis Cardinals and has doing some great things. He's also an author, a speaker. He has a long resume, and I'm not gonna go out and talk about his resume. I'm gonna let him talk about his resume today. But hey, check this out. Today we're gonna talk about what is the expectation to become a MLB player. He's going to talk about three things you can learn from not being a starter when you're sitting the bench. Because a lot of guys hate sitting the
Yes.
bench. They don't like sitting the bench. And I don't like sitting the bench. But what are three things you can learn to get to that next level? And the next thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about two tips that can teach you, high schoolers and JUCO players, what it takes to be at a D1 level and excel and also get coaches' attention. Because a lot of times we're trying to go to all these travel and we're going to do showcases and we're still hitting a negative. So today, the very own MLB, the author, the speaker, the very own Adron Chambers. How you doing, brother?
I'm wonderful, brother. I'm good, man. Let's check this out, man. I'm so happy. First of all, being on podcast anyway, we was talking earlier, and I wanted to mention this, with D, inviting me. I feel like these type of opportunities, man, are really what, when we talking about enhancing the community of black boys playing baseball. I think these are the type of things we have to do. We got to get on these podcasts, talk about this type of stuff, man. And I appreciate. I thank you, man. Thank you for having this opportunity. I see the dream in the back there. I see all the work you got on the wall.
Yeah,
Listen, man, I'm talking about baseball is something that I didn't love at first. This is my first sport, but most definitely something that I grown to appreciate and accept in my life. And man, it's been a wonderful thing thus far.
that's
God done
good,
really
man.
blessed me for sure.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
actually trying to make sure
no
everything
doubt.
is going to. I'm sitting here looking before I even get the question. I'm looking at your book, from Pensacola to the World Series, man. Man, I
That's
like the
right.
picture. I like for the people that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and put that up there. Check it out on
Nice,
Amazon. Go ahead.
nice.
There's a link up there. Go ahead, hit the Amazon. The name again is From Pensacola to the World Series. Adron Chalmers, the World Series champion. You need to check that book out, and I could guarantee you won't be disappointed at all. So,
At all,
Adron, let's talk about
at
I
all.
know we got three things we're gonna talk about, but the one thing I want to say is before I give my sponsor a quick break, what made you play baseball? Because you said it wasn't your first love. What was it about playing baseball?
Well, it was really like the competitiveness. Growing up, I grew my brothers. I had my all my brothers older than me. I'm the youngest boy. And they really taught me the sport. So it was like for me, it was like me always trying to beat them. I was always trying to, what I'm saying, in anything, basketball, football. But baseball was one of them sports where it was kind of like an even playing field. Where basketball, they can just, push me down.
Yeah.
Football, they can bust my head. But in baseball, they wasn't able to get that fastball by me. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was young, left handed. My cousin was the one who really seen me mauling. When it came to playing sports, baseball, I should say. But the love of it kind of football was the first. You know what I'm saying? Like I played baseball. My uncle was the president at the youth park we played at. All my brothers and sisters played there, but I didn't really care for it like I did football. But the love came when actually I had a couple coaches, man, whether it was Mike Hall,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but Coach Belich
Okay.
was one of the ones. He told me one day, he said, Adron, if you stick with baseball, you'll be able to make a lot of money playing this sport. And for some reason, it wasn't just the money, it put something in my head that he seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. I didn't know how big this baseball, and I still didn't. Even when I got drafted, I didn't know how big this baseball world was. But once he said that, I kind of started buckling down on, the things that I was doing in baseball, whether it was me pitching, me playing in the outfield, and plus I was a competitor. Again, my brothers, I always, wanted to be the best. Whether it was sprints or anything. If I was hitting ninth, if I anything that I was doing, I wanted to be the best in. So that love for the game kind of came from just the the struggle of hitting the baseball is hard, man.
Yes,
Like
it is.
it ain't easy. So
Yes, it
having
is.
that competitive nature, creating that competitive nature with my brothers, most definitely was probably the biggest thing for me. When it came to loving the game of baseball. You know what I mean? Like you heard the internet with the interview with Dion saying hitting the baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports.
Yes, it is.
It was like I want to prove that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to prove that I can hit this baseball, and it became something that I didn't want to put down. And once I
Yeah.
left college, it was over with.
I like that. I like your little story because I'm the oldest of four kids, so I don't have I'm the oldest out
Uh-huh.
of three. It's three plus me, and I was the only one that played baseball. I'm the only one that
Oh wow.
played baseball, and I'm almost 6'3", 6'2" and a quarter, almost 6'3", and everybody else is a little taller or a little bit wider, and I'm left-handed, so I'm the only lefty in the
Me too.
family. So it's hard to
Nice.
explain stuff to people because they don't understand it. I'm like, okay, I don't do it
Hmm.
this way. I do it this way. And they're like,
Right.
and they're
Right.
looking at me like I'm a weirdo. I'm like, no, it's just the way God made me. It's just funny how you said that because I was thinking about me. I'm the opposite. I'm the oldest, so I had to lead the way. And
Yep.
I remember in Chicago, where I'm born and
Yes.
raised, we had alleys. We had little alleys, and we had to go in the alley and play in the alley because back in the day we didn't have travel baseball like they got now. We didn't have all these things that they have right now. It was just, hey, you get it what you can and put it together, play with a waffle ball and throw a ball up. But I appreciate that, man,
That's right.
sharing that story. Coming from where you come from, what was it like you growing up? And, your expectations, because you look like you was an athlete. The bottom line, you're an athlete. You can play anything.
Yeah. Big time.
So what was your expectation after you found out? What was your journey like growing up?
But again, I had like my brothers, man. They was such an influence. I had my brother Keith, Ron. Ron was in the middle. He was traveling all the time. Keith is my oldest brother, and Steve was the one right next to me. And he knows sports. He can be a anchor on ESPN. He knows so much about sports. You know what I'm saying? And back then it was like I had to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Like they forced me. I mean, I remember being in the backyard and we putting on boxing gloves and hey, you finna fight. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to, just dominate. And just creating that type of attitude really prepared me for something that I mean, Murder Grove. I'm from Pensacola, Florida, as you know what I'm saying, the book, From Pensacola to the World Series. Being in Pensacola, man, so many athletes around here. You know what I'm saying? It is so many athletes. Everybody. Roy Jones, obviously, Emmitt Smith, Derrick Brooks, Reggie Evans, Fred Robinson, Trent Richard. The list goes on. And that's just, we talking about Don Sutton, Bubba Watson. The list goes on and on, right? It was almost like, for me, when we seen Derrick Brooks, we wanted to be like Derrick Brooks. When we seen Roy Jones, we wanted to be like Roy Jones. So it's like that expectation my brother had for me was either you gonna be the best or you ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna go out here and dominate,
Right.
or you gonna I'm gonna beat you up when you get home. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Because I know you better than that. And
Right.
so and it wasn't something that I was like they was torturing me, even though they had their times. But it was like they really were just seeing something. They seen I was left-handed, am left-handed. They seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. They brought
Right.
out a side of me that, you know, I didn't grow with my father. My brothers was like my big brother, uncle slash my uncles. You know what I mean? So they was showing me a side of myself that I
You didn't see.
necessarily wasn't getting from that male figure that I could have got it from
Right.
me and my
Right.
father. And I'm appreciative to this day, man. My brothers now it's so crazy because now they so gentle and soft with me. You know what I'm saying? Like competition come around, they really, they understand that I'm balls to the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna try to get it. So yeah, man, the expectation was really just dominate, man. I wanted to be the best, and the people, you know, God was really on my side. The people that was coaching me and mentoring me, the Mike Halls, the Coach Anthony's, the Cables. the John Billies, like they really molded me. The Richard, like they molded me early. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Being on time, which Miss V, if you watch it, I'm sorry. Being on time, accountability. You know, I got a leadership award right now. It's probably my I got so many MVPs, but the leadership award is my favorite because they were really showing me how to be a team player. You know what I'm saying? And even with Cardinals, you know what I mean? I wasn't Albert Pujols was my teammate. He's the best player in the world. The reason I was able to be a part of that was because I learned how to be a teammate. I learned how to be a real leader, meaning sometimes you're gonna be the back of the line to make sure everybody else finishes first. You know what I'm saying? So I was just learning all these type of things, man. And again, I credit it, to be honest. If I had to, I credit it all to my mom, of course, but my brothers, man. My brothers. If it wasn't for my brothers, man, I don't know if I even be playing sports. Just to
Mm-hmm.
be honest, you know what I'm saying? They taught me everything. You know what I mean? I really owe my brothers everything that I have right now. I owe that to my brothers.
Wow, that's good. That's a great story, man. I appreciate you sharing that because I personally believe that God was on your side. You know, God puts people in your
No
life
doubt.
for a reason to help you, to guide you, to give you some guidance, to give you some direction. You know, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of guys
Amen.
don't have that. They just don't have it. And some
No.
people, they just fall off. People just fall off on the wayside, and it's not a color thing. It's a man thing, you know. Because I know that the enemy wants to
Yes.
destroy all men. He doesn't want us to procreate. He don't want us to start all. You know, he don't want us to do that at all. But with your story, you know, it goes back to you said something about the guy that's on the bench helps the guys that's in the front. So basically, you got a servant attitude. You got a servant attitude, and a lot of guys. Let's be honest. I'm gonna say if you had 100 guys, if you had 100 guys in a room, I guarantee you at least 95 of those guys don't want to be on the bench. They want to they don't even, they want to be in the front. And it's just I think it's because of
And it's a
our
natural thing.
correct.
That's natural. Like I understand it. I understand wanting to be first, wanting to be the best, wanting to be the leader, leading us to the promise. If it's a fire burning, I want you to feel like you can lead us up out of this fire. But if we got 100 people, like you said, you know what I'm saying? If we got
Yeah.
100 people and we trying to save everybody, somebody gonna have to take the back seat and be the listener. You know what I mean? And that's something that I learned very,
Yeah,
very early. You know what I'm saying? I learned
that's
that
true.
very early.
I like that. That's true, man. I
Yeah,
just
man.
said that because that's why I said my next, which leads to that next question. You know, what are three things you can learn when you're not a starter in a lineup? What do you do? I mean, what are some three tips that you've learned playing with some great players? For example, you play Albert Pujols, you play with Derek
Yes,
May, and you
no
play
doubt.
with John. You play with quite a few many guys that I can't. I don't even remember the list. The list goes on and on because you were the
Oh
World
man.
Series a World Series team. So I mean, you're on
Yeah.
a World Series team, so you got to have some stars with you playing with all these stars. Like I said, Albert Pujols, he's one of my favorite. The guy is a class act guy, can play some ball. Um, and
Yeah, he is.
also
Yeah,
John
he is.
Jay, you play with John Jay, you play with Derek May, and the list. Those
Yeah.
are three guys. And so my
Yeah.
question to you: what are three things you learned to help the audience become better role players so they can get ready to be a starter?
No doubt. And man, crazy enough, nobody has, especially three, nobody has ever asked me this question in that way. And I love it because I never forget Aldretti, Mike Aldretti, one of our, I want to say it was, yeah, Aldretti. He was our bench coach for the Cardinals. And I remember him, and Mark McGuire was my hitting coach too. I remember
Okay.
them telling me that coming off the bench, hitting off the bench, not just coming to run the bases or a defense replacement. Coming off the bench and hitting a baseball is the toughest thing to do in all of baseball. And I remember them telling me that, and when they told me that, I don't know if they knew what they were doing, but it kind of triggered something in me because I wasn't a starter, right? I wasn't a starter, so I had to find some type of fire to make sure that I was ready and prepared and all that type of stuff. And when they said that it's the toughest, it's like, what? I bet I got the toughest job in baseball. I'm gonna show you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you how to make it. You know what I'm saying? Happen. But to answer your question, what are three things? I mean, the biggest thing that the number one, if I had to start from number one going on down, was learning how to prepare myself. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like I had to learn how I remember being in the dugout, man, and this is the first inning. You know what I'm saying? The game just not starting. I know I'm not starting. You know, you got John Jay, Matt Holiday, Lance Bergman. You know what I'm saying? I played with some goats, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Rafael Fakal, which was my favorite player growing up, is actually my shortstop in St. Louis. I used to have my batting gloves on with a bat in my hand, walking up and down the dugout like I was finna go in the game in the first inning. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't playing. But it was like I never forget that because I remember watching Tony La Russa, and I was doing it because I wanted him to see too. I wanted him to see that I was ready. Call my name. When you needed a pinch hitter, call my name. Um, so when he would look down, he would see that, and he did call my name. And when the opportunity came, I went in the game and did some great things. So preparing myself, I would have to add with being one. Another thing is studying your craft, understanding what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing who you playing that week. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? Knowing the obstacle, knowing the army that you finna fight, knowing the situation. Don't go in there. A lot of times, especially nowadays, like you said, you coaching, you see a lot of these athletes and they just relying straight off their talent. And it's like, you go to Cuba, Venezuela, shoot, Japan, like these boys are balling now. They're athletes. It's a lot of athletes out here, brother. You gotta be strategic with your moves now. You gotta learn how to hit your spots. You gotta learn how to hit and run. You gotta learn how to play good defense and preventing runs and all that type of stuff to kind of beat these higher level teams. And obviously in the major league, that's what you gotta do. That one mistake that you see on the base pad could be the reason why you lost the game. Like it gets big up there in the big leagues. So
Mm-hmm.
being able to prepare yourself, you know what I'm saying? And then the third thing I would say, if my top three things to, what it's like to come off the bench was be humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I was the starter all my life. Like from little league, I got trophies galore, dog. Like I got trophies everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom then threw more trophies away. I always been the number one guy. When I got to St. Louis and you got, Matt Holliday in left field, John Jay is who one of my favorite outfielders in center field, Lance Bergman, Shane Robinson, Alan Craig, Carlos Beltran. I mean, I had so many great athletes ahead of me. I remember Arthur Rose. I was in the outfield one day and in batting practice was my game. So I would be diving for balls and Arthur was like, bruh, you gon' you gonna hurt yourself before the game even start. Well, I told him, and this is what kind of locked me in with the team. I was like, well, Arthur Rose was there 20 years before I even got to the major leagues. He was already there 20 years. So I should have been listening, but I told him, I was like, Arthur, I gotta prepare right now as if it's the game. So because when I come in the seventh inning, it ain't no warm-ups. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make a play. It's the game is on the line when I get in the game. So I gotta be doing this right now in practice. And I remember Tony Russo brought me in his office and he told me, don't stop. Keep doing that. Not only are your teammates watching you, I'm watching you. And it made him want to call my name because he seen I was putting the work. So I humbled myself because I didn't have to do that. I was in the big leagues. I could have just, we were 20 games out or something like that, 12 games out. I could have sat the bench and just was happy to be there. You know what I mean? Came in at a regular time, done my little batting practice, and got out of there. You got my check and went home. But I wanted to put in some extra work, so I had to humble myself and know that I wasn't going to start, but I can still put in the work like a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, at the end of the day, if I had to, I feel like it helped us win the World Series. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hit the home run like David Freese, and but I am humble enough to be like, something. The work that I put in practice. it encouraged my teammates. It encouraged us in a way that wasn't necessarily physical, but mental and psychological. And everybody was on board, man. They seen that everybody was ready. Everybody were ready. If your number was called, you were prepared. So I think that's how you win championships. So those would be my three, man. It was but yeah, that's a good. I love that question, dog, because so many people look over that they're sitting on the bench and now they mad. I used to tell people, if you can't, hey, look, if you can't sit the bench, you can't play for me.
Right.
If
Right.
you can't sit the bench, you can't play for me, because
Right.
the bench is the best teacher. The bench is the best teacher to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, that's a great question.
And
Appreciate
thanks,
that.
I appreciate that because basically you're saying before you can be honored, you have to have humility. Humility before honor. Because a lot of guys
Yes,
want to be honored before they go
yes,
through they can't go through the fire. They don't want to get burnt. Well, you got to get burnt before you can get to the
yeah,
fire.
right.
You got to get
You
burnt.
right,
That's part
right.
of it. That's part of it, you know?
That's what's gonna let you. That's what's gonna let you know it's a fire over there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just saying. You know what I mean?
It's like going
My
to a
mom used
doctor.
to
It's,
always say,
yeah, don't go in the kitchen if you don't want to get burnt. Don't go in the kitchen because
yeah,
you're gonna get
yeah,
burnt. You put your hand on the
exactly,
stove, he's gonna get burnt.
exactly,
Don't touch it. I'm telling you. Oh,
exactly.
mama, mama. No, I'm telling you. Don't. Then you touch. Ah, it get
Right,
burnt. So that's good,
right.
man. I like that story because normally I don't really care who the person is, as long as they have a story. Because everybody has a story. Everybody got a story, but your story touched many people already before I even had a chance to get on the air. Because I had people already texting me, asking me, because I put out a little alert, and it's like, Adron
Nice.
Chalmers, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, I said, are you gonna be on are you gonna listen to the show? Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it. And so anyway, you got fans. You didn't even realize you had a fan. So they probably gonna send
No
me a
doubt, no
send me a,
doubt. But
a text and say, hey, you
appreciate
got.
y'all. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
gonna
Hit me
say,
up.
get him back
Yeah,
on here. I said, listen,
yeah,
I've been trying to get Chambers on here for a while. I finally got him on here. Thank
yeah, man.
God. Thank God. I appreciate that, man. Hey, leads me to that next question. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and as a sponsor. Here's an alert. I'm gonna go out a little sponsor alert for the guys that are trying to get more information about the bigs and what's the story like. This sponsor is by Swing Champs 56, and I want you guys to go to Amazon.
No doubt.
Amazon. This is
Yeah,
a
man.
sponsor by Swing Champs 56 from Pensacola to the World Series by Adron Chalmers. That book will never ever do
No
you
doubt.
wrong. You'll learn how to be humble. You'll learn what it takes to play in the bigs. You'll learn what does it look like to be in the bigs. And it's more than just swinging the bat. As he said it
Yeah,
already in the show, it's more than
that's
just
right.
swinging the bat. But go ahead and
Right.
get that book.
That's right.
It's right live on Amazon. Go ahead and get that link, and you won't be disappointed. I want to go ahead and throw that shout out there, get a sponsor, and I'll do my sponsor later. But going to that next question, brother. Looks like you went to Mississippi State. You went to
Yeah,
Mississippi
man.
State. I didn't even know that. I did not know that until I did the
Yeah, man.
research. So for a guy coming from Pensacola, Florida, people don't know where that's at. That's all the way at the top. I'm all the way at the bottom. So he's
Yes.
all the way at the top.
Yeah.
But as he stated, and there's a lot of athletes there. Actually, my brother lives out there as well. My brother from Chicago. He lives out there close to the Air Force Base. He's out there as well. He's been there for 20
Nice.
years. He lives there. So I already know what's out there. So my question to you is this, you know, coming from Pensacola, Florida, going to Mississippi State, can you help the listeners that are trying to go D1, coming from a JUCO? What is two tips you can give them going from D1, going from JUCO to D1? What can you tell them to prepare for that next level of D1 baseball?
Wow. What the crazy thing is, man, is I played football at Mississippi State.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I was Jarius Norwood, Quint Culberson, Omar Connor, Jamar Chaney, Derek Pegues. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Pot. Like I come from a Titus Brown. Like I come from that. I told you, baseball was like on the back burner for me. Football was the one what I wanted to do. I ended up tearing my ACL in high school. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was a quarterback here in Pensacola. You know what I'm saying? T-Bows and all that. I used to smash them boys. You know what I'm saying? Let me start selling now. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is football was something that I really, really enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
really, really enjoyed. So when I went to Mississippi State, I was Sylvester Croom was our skip, our manager, our head coach. Um and Ron Polk, I don't know if you're familiar with that name, Ron Polk. He is like a baseball guru. You know what I'm saying? Like he Mr. Mississippi State, Mr. Baseball, Mr. College Baseball. And I remember him coming up to me and he over here saying, you playing the wrong sport. You know what I'm saying? You playing, you know what I mean? You playing football. You need to be on the baseball field. And I was like, man, get out of here. I ain't trying to hit none of that. But I ended up having to go from Mississippi State to Pensacola Junior College, right, to go play. That's why I started my baseball career. I made the Mississippi State team, but I ended up transferring going to Pensacola Junior College. If I had to give a guy that's in junior college some tips to go D1, the number one thing that I would get, and this is number one, and I got this for Sylvester Croom himself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. That's number one. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? He used to say this to us every single day. It's gonna be times where you gonna realize that they ain't doing the same thing at Division 1 schools that they doing at junior colleges. And I'm not saying that to down no junior college team. But when it comes to being on time, when it comes to accountability, when it comes to knowing your craft, when it comes to competing, that's what you finna see at a Division 1. Division 1 to me, I remember Keith Brown. Keith Brown was my receiver when I was in high school. He ended up going to Alabama, one of the best receivers I've ever had or played with. I asked him, man, how is it at Alabama? Even though I was at Mississippi State, I wonder how was it? He said, man, it's like an NFL team. And I felt the same way at Mississippi State, having all the cameras everywhere. These guys are way bigger. We working out 2 times a day, beautiful facilities. I felt like I was in the pros. So the number one thing is don't feel sorry for yourself. Go and get it. Stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like go ahead and get all of that out your system right now because you finna hit a stage where these guys that's on at these coaches, you know, this is how they pay for their families. They making a lot of money. They don't want to lose that house. You know what I'm saying? They want to drive that car. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand, you doing it more. And at a junior college, it ain't as. I mean, I'm over here at Pensacola State. You know what I mean? I wish we had more money. I wish we had better facilities. I wish we had the access that even the UWF here in Pensacola had. We just don't. So the attitude don't necessarily match, right? It's like an imbalance, because we got these crappy batting cages. It don't matter if I put in work today. Where at Division 1, you're gonna have access to the best food, trainers, all of that beautiful stuff. You know what I mean? So the attitude is a little bit different. And number two, um, transitioning from a junior college to a D1 is, and this is something that I wish I would have done more of, even when I played baseball, was understand that you are a brand. You are a brand. Make sure that you branding yourself because somebody else is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else is using your name, image, and likeness, especially if you can play. So go ahead and learn how to market. Go ahead and get with the right people to teach you finances. Learn this. If you on a Division 1 level, you at that level where you can start making some income from what you doing. You know what I'm saying? You playing baseball, you can make some money doing that. Whatever it is, coaching, whatever it is, go ahead and get into that world of understanding how to operate your money. Because even though I'm a big believer, my brother used to tell me all the time, I made a lot of money playing baseball. I can't even lie. I done spent a lot of money playing baseball. And it keeps going back. The hustlers, you make it, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth. But if you can learn this stuff early, you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? You're gonna be able to enter into circles that you might not even know. You know what I'm saying? You might learn that I might not want to play baseball. I might like doing this a little bit better. But it's gonna be because you learning, you teaching yourself these things on the ride. And I mean, I met a lot of great people that had great college careers and was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. And they went and had another successful career and being a lawyer or whatever the case may. I know a lot of guys like that. So, being able to understand that you're a brand, man, and brand yourself the right way, it'll take you a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's something that I wish I'd have learned more of when I played. So those are two things that I could give. I give that to my boys now. I train all. Michael Smith is the next. That name, look out for that name, Michael Smith from Pensacola, Florida, man. I'm telling you, Michael Smith,
Okay.
a outfielder. I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He in Florida. I want to say he in is it Dayton? Dayton,
Okay. Daytona.
University of Dayton, something like that.
Daytona. Daytona.
Dayton is. I think it's Dayton. It's
Okay.
Dayton or something like that. I
Okay.
I make sure I get with you on that, but
Okay.
phenomenal. I mean, I'm just gonna say he on the rise. Be on the lookout for my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Michael
I
Smith.
got a few of them, but that's one. Michael Smith. If he stay healthy, uh,
That's good,
yeah,
man. I
special
like that.
dudes, big
I
old boy.
like
He
that.
kind of like he like a mini Giancarlo Stanton. I ain't gonna lie,
Oh, okay.
big old boy, man, big old and can run though,
I
and can
like that.
run and can run
I
like
like it.
like
I
fast,
like it.
fast. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
like that, man. That's
yeah,
good.
man,
That's good. Hey, that's some good stuff, man. You get for the guys, guys or girls just listening to our show. This is episode one. Is it 100? I'm pretty sure it's 100. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's 100. I
nice,
got the very own Adron
nice.
Chalmers, MLB World Series champ. Played with the great. Also been coached by Tony La Russa. Played with John Jay, Lance Berkman, and many, many more. And I can't forget the Albert
Yeah,
Pujols. I
man.
gotta say his name because that's the guy.
Ed,
He's a
Edward Jackson,
man. You play
Edwin
with the
Jackson. I gotta throw my dog in there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Corey Patterson, Dotel. I don't know. Dotel just passed away from the Dominican. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Octavio Dotel. I don't know if you
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
He
I remember.
pitcher.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I remember him. Yes.
Yeah, he was my teammate. You know what I'm saying? I got. I mean, my favorite teammate of all, Yadier Molina. You know what I'm saying? Like I played David Freeze, Daniel Descalzo, I mean, I can go Ryan Terrio, Nick Punto, like
Man,
bro, I can name everybody off of that team, dog. It was really that you give me goosebumps just thinking about it right now,
yeah,
man. It
yeah.
was such a beautiful thing. It was such a beautiful thing.
You had like a dream team. It was a dream team, basically. It was a dream team for baseball. A dream
I
team. You
feel
had a dream team.
I felt the Cardinals had this thing today. They ranked I think the 2014, 2016, 2011 team, and 2013. They said who was the best team, and obviously I'm gonna be biased and pick our team. But when you look at it, man, like we were 12 games out. I mean, nobody expected it. Basically a whole new roster the second half. Nobody expected us to do anything. And we came together with a manager like Tony La Russa, which all I heard was he don't like playing young players. We had a Mark McGuire was my hitting coach. Mark
Mm.
McGuire, the greatest home run hitter to live, was my hitting coach. I mean, it's moments like that. I mean, I got a chance to meet Stan Musial, Bob Gibson, Ozzie Smith, like it was a dream come true, and I didn't even know I was in a dream. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know. I didn't know. You know, I just
Wow.
saying Ozzie Smith alone gives
Yeah.
me brownie points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, and he
Yeah.
can,
For sure.
you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
so
Ozzie
yeah, man.
Smith was
Bob
a
Gibson, what?
man.
Lou Brock.
I'm sitting here looking at the schedule. Tony La Russa he was a manager back then. And you played against some great opponents, and I'm just looking at the
Oh, what?
I'm pulling up all these players, and it's the list, man. You got it's like okay, you guys had Albert Pujols, Lance Berkman, Matt Holliday. Don't forget about Matt Holliday, and you had
Mm-hmm.
Molina, which he just retired a couple of years ago. Molina, your catcher,
Right.
John Jay, Skip Schoolmaker, and David Freeze,
Schumacher.
Schumacher. I'm sorry, David Freeze,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Discoso, I guess how you pronounce his name.
Descalzo,
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 Alan Craig, Raphael for Cal,
Alan Craig. Yeah,
Taylor Green, Gerald
yeah.
Lurd,
Tyler Green,
yeah,
Laird,
Laird,
Laird.
yeah, Chris Carpenter, which he
Yeah,
just
Chris Carpenter.
he pitched forever as well. Uh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
last and Jake Westbrook, and the list goes. I mean
Jay
Matt
Westbrook.
Carpenter, and then your name's down at Adron
Yeah,
Chalmers,
man.
Shane Robinson. The list goes
Yep.
on and on. I mean, you guys had a
Tony
pretty
Cruz.
you guys had a
Yeah.
squad. I mean, and I remember back in the day, and you guys won it all. I know St. Louis goes crazy when you win because there's nothing in St. Louis besides the Cardinals. So you guys go crazy when you win
Right.
that. And also, you came from
Right.
Chicago. You
See,
played
when
with
we,
Chicago.
you know,
You
when we
go ahead.
when I was about to say when we played, the Rams were still there.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You know what
right.
I mean? So I was able, yeah, the Rams was still there. That's why I even came back and seen uh my football coach, Sylvester Croom. He was coaching the Rams. He had left Mississippi State and he was coaching the Rams. So I was able to see him during our little parade after we won the World Series, but the Rams were there. But you're right. St. Louis, they known for their hockey and their baseball. Big time. Big
Yeah,
time
they
hockey
don't do too
baseball
much. I
place.
mean, but if you lived in Chicago back then, you go for the Cardinals. Back then, because the Cardinals
Yes.
was a better
Yes.
team. But
Yes.
you also played with some other great people as well, which I'm gonna go ahead and put a plug out. You played with very own Derek May, and with the Cubs.
Yeah, man.
What was that like playing with other
Yeah, man.
greats versus playing with St. Louis?
Well, Derek was he was our hitting coach. He was a hitting coach when I was coming. Matter of fact, me and Derek, I still got a picture that he took of me. Him and I went to Colombia, Barranquilla, Colombia, which it was my first time going out of the country to play baseball. And I ended up getting the MVP of my team and winning the championship, but we whooped Derek Maynham over there. But Derek, man, was like, how can I describe that? Derek was like the big brother slash uncle that I didn't know I had inside of the Cardinals organization until I opened my eyes. Right? He was always there. He was a giant of a human being, so everybody feared him. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody mess with D May. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody mess with D May. You know what I'm saying? Now I will say, and I gotta show, just in case he see this, I gotta say this. Derek May probably throws the worst batting practice. He might be better now, but man, his batting practice, he used to hit everybody, man. He hit me so many times in batting practice, dog. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about, bro. I had so elbows before the game because the joker hit me so many times. But D was like D was my support system for me when I was at my lowest times. You and I talked about that. You know what I mean? Not growing up with my father, I was always trying to figure out why. I never asked for anything, never wanted anything. I wanted him to be there. And
Right.
D, he would step in and not just pat me on my back. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
He stepped up to the plate and filled that void. You know what I'm saying? Like if I needed something, he introduced me to the agency that worked with me all the way through the big leagues. So D was really like that guy that, like I said, I didn't know it was a blessing in disguise. I didn't know that it was there until I opened my eyes. And once I did, I actually got it in my book. Matter of fact, D, when I was in the Arizona Fall League, which I'm pretty sure you know the Arizona Fall League, the Arizona Fall League was where they were trying to see if they were going to add me to the roster or whatever. I had to play against, Bryce Harper, the top competition. And I did very, very well. And I end up getting on, being added to the 40-man roster, that year. But right before that, like the day before we started playing games in the Arizona Fall League, D grabbed me face to face like this, and he said, "Now look, now you a 38th round draft pick. This is your time. This is your time right here. If you gonna show them, if it's any time, I just had a good year in Palm Beach. I led the major leagues and the minor leagues in triples that year. I beat Curtis Granderson." He said, "Now He said, "This is the moment for you. If it's any time for you to show yourself, this is the time." And when he said that, and just having him there, like it was almost like having your daddy there to be able to say, "Hey, daddy, watch this." You know what I'm saying? I was calling my shots. Having him there to be able to preaching to me like that, man, I killed that thing, man. I killed it. And I owe, like I said, I owe a lot of, I owe a lot of this to my brothers, but people like Derek May, you know what I'm saying, also were very influential to my career when it comes to like not the physical, I did all
Right.
that, but when it comes to the mental side of it, it
Right.
just preparing me for what was ahead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, don't do that.
Right.
Or if I did mess up, they wasn't just putting me in the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They was trying to understand me and work with me, and having people like that really encouraged me to think. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And start making better decisions. So
Decisions. I like
yeah,
that.
D May. Shout out to D May, man. That's one that Cardinals let get away right there, man.
I love.
Always love over there, D May.
D May is a great guy. I appreciate that. You know, he has actually had a very good career as well with the Cubs as well. You know, he can hit the long ball as well.
Big
You know,
time.
I got a question, another question for you based on looking at your resume because you got a long resume. It's longer than I expected. You know, I knew who you
Mm-hmm.
was. I knew who you was before he even told me about you. But you got some great little numbers here that I was not even aware of. Looking at your numbers, being an athlete. Basically, you're an athlete. Let's just call it what it is. You're an athlete just
Mm-hmm.
playing baseball. And
That's right.
anybody that plays football, 9 times out of 10 gonna be a pretty good baseball player, because it's the mentality that you
Yeah.
got from football. You know, with now the mentality with
Mm-hmm.
these players today, you know, I'm gonna call it what it is. I call it the watered down generation. And the reason I
Mm-hmm.
say that is because they don't know how to deal with adversity. You talked earlier about don't feel sorry for yourself and some tips you gave, and don't make excuses. Now, we live in a generation of excuses nowadays. Now, we don't play no more, but I can see it because I coach. My question to you is this: don't you think that, you know, and I'm putting a shout out for me because my book's coming out here next month. Don't you think character is one of the main things that can make or break your career if you're trying to go D1 or try to go JUCO or try to go anywhere, even the MLB, because you know character is one of the top things that you need to have. Would you talk about character? Because you talked about guys that get there and don't make it because of the character situation. They don't know how to sit. They don't know how to take. They don't know how to take constructive criticism. Talk about character based on. It sounds like you got a very good character.
Well, the biggest thing is that, and I'm a big advocate of not necessarily. I don't like to make it sound funny second chances, but I was that guy. You know what I'm saying? I went to when my story, like it's in my book, I put it, and even my brother, like, boy, you went all out on that book. Like what happened at me at Mississippi State was one of those character moves that, at first, once I got into my trouble, I never, I never, I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand how important your character was, and that's why it's so influential. God rest my father. You know what I'm saying? I wish he was around. I'm not even saying he was the guy that would have taught me whatever I needed to know, but how important our fathers are, man. Like being able to build the character of who you are, I kind of feel like not only sets the tone for whatever team or organization or job that you're trying to do, but it sets the tone on how you finna approach what you're trying to do. See, a lot of people go after the goal, and what I learned is that it ain't the goal. Like the goal is there. I marked the goal. It's over there. It's the process that I had to fall in love with. I had to fall in love with being criticized. You know what I'm saying? Or being, you know what I'm saying? When people were trying to critique my craft. Like a lot of people, my brother calls it the microwave, call us the microwave generation. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these young people, especially the athletes that I work with, what I'm seeing is that it's hard for them to take any type of criticism. You can't say nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? You can't correct them. And it's like, and it's not, I'm not trying to take shots. I'm just calling it what it is. What I learned about myself was when I started learning, again, going back to not feeling sorry for yourself. when I started learning not making excuses, it's a powerful thing. See, this is what happens when you don't make excuses. When you stop making excuses, you start allowing yourself to figure out how to get it figured out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, well, it's their fault, to me, when you do that, you're doing yourself a disjustice, because that's an opportunity for you to kind of figure out what needs to be done. You can be the first to discover
Right.
what needs to be done. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when it comes to your character, by doing that, you're building a character that's, right now I'm finna go to acting school. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually in our first uh family vibes. It's a new show, man. You're gonna have to look into this. It's like Family Matters. A local, a friend of mine, El Rico, you know, he made his own, production. You know what I'm saying? He, what I mean? He makes movies. He got a few movies out right now. He put me in a movie. It's like I started learning that, when it comes to acting and building a character, you have to be like you have to get into character. That's why Denzel is so good. All the Oprah. That's why they're so good at what they do. When you're building a character for like a life, you got to ask yourself how deep are you willing to go into that character, man? Do you want people to see you as this, or do you want people to see you as that? And it was a lot of instances that happened to my. You're gonna have to go through your trials, like you said. You're gonna have to get burned. You know what I mean? It's gonna be times where you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail a lot. You're gonna fail a whole lot. But you gotta keep on understanding that I gotta keep on. I got something I'm trying to go for. I got a goal, right? But I gotta trust the process. I gotta keep on going to this. I gotta keep on pushing on. And but yeah, man, character is everything.
Mm.
Character is gonna get you playing time, or it's gonna get you on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Your character is gonna be what, cause everybody ain't gonna like you. You're gonna have coaches that I ain't like all my coaches. You know what I'm saying? They would have known that. They would have known that, because if they told me to do something, they asked me to steal a base, I'm on it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have the character to be able to withstand that. If you ain't building that awareness for yourself on what type of character you're trying to be, you're gonna be the one that, as soon as that coach come in your face and say something, you're gonna be ready to cuss him out. Now you ain't got no place to play right now, because not only is he gonna not gonna play you, he gonna tell that nuts coach that you going, hey, he ain't a good player, man. His character ain't good. It ain't on the level that you see what I'm saying? So character is everything, man,
Mm.
especially in sports, because it will humble you. You will hit 3 home runs today, and then you'll have 3 strikeouts with 3 errors the next day. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you better learn how to build that character. You know what I'm saying? Because baseball is one of them sports. You can hit the ball. Ain't that crazy? Basketball, my man said, you can have the perfect form, you'll make it. You had the perfect spiral, they'll catch it. You can hit the ball square on the nose. I'm talking about the hardest ball, 120 miles per hour, and they can catch it for an out. That's
Hmm.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's it. I know it's minor, but mentally, I ain't got to hit all week. That's the best ball I done hit all week, and it still ain't a hit. And it still ain't a hit, man. That's mental abuse right there, dog. Like it's discouraging if you ain't learned how to build the character. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? So yeah, man.
man,
Yeah,
I like.
Hey, Dino, Dino. Many days I was crying, boy. I was crying in the dugout. Like, oh my God, I can't get a hit. What is wrong? They finna cut me.
Oh man, oh
Yeah,
Lord, thank
man.
you. This is good, man. I'm saying it, I'm laughing because I talk about this in a couple episodes about baseball. You're gonna have to learn how to be a good failure, so you can get a lesson out of the failure to become a winner. And I said that because I'm talking about you can go two for 20. 2 for 20. You're like, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm over here crying. I'm gonna lose my job. I'm not gonna be
Dog.
able to feed my kids.
Listen, I seen a guy, and this is a true story. I was in Quad Cities. It was the River Bandits. I got MVP over there. I never forget Kingery. Kingery hit 3 home runs. It was 2 or 3. I'm gonna say 3, make the story sound good. He hit 3 home runs, dog, and got cut. We hit 3 home runs. It might have been two, but that day, after the game, we won too. After the game, we like, oh, we feeling
Yes.
good. We taking a shower. We finna go have us a drink or something. Go chill out. Get ready for the next day. He get to his locker, and the coach is calling him into the locker. I mean, most time you hit 3 home runs or something, you get called to the office. You think you might get a promotion.
Right. Right.
Man, that man came out of that room so sad, dog. So sad. And that's A ball too.
I'm sorry. I don't
And
mean to
this
laugh.
man was cut, dog.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I feel you. I listen, when I look at it, when I look at my career now, it's sometimes I think about like how wasn't I cut? It was a bunch of times where, bro, I was over making errors, getting picked off. I mean, in my book, it tell you I was late for a playoff game against Milwaukee. I was late to the locker room. Late. It was so many different situations where it's like, how am I here? So I ain't even worried about you. I laugh about it now because it's
Right.
like, you kind of understand life. You know what I mean? You kind of
Right.
understand life and you got to keep on pushing. But dog, shoot, boy, I got some stories for you, boy. Like we can sit here and I can tell you some minor league story. They call
Well.
them minor leagues the jungle for a reason. It's the jungle, man, for real. It's the jungle, dog.
Well,
It is the jungle, man.
I'm gonna throw a quick break in here real quick. I'm here laughing because this is baseball. This is a life. This life is it's a up and down situation, but this sponsor is by YouGoin'Pro, YGP Sports, and if you are trying to be a D1 player, or you're trying to get to that next level, and you just can't seem to get that actual offer or that scholarship, guess what? September 30th. Be square. Go to YouTube. You going pro. I got a book coming out. You don't want to miss it. I'm stay tuned. Check out Instagram. Instagram is on You Going Pro Sports, and check out my Twitter called X is YGP Sports. Stay tuned. September 30th when it's coming. We're gonna have the website, and you will get the book that will help you get D1. Which we're gonna go to something different now because you got me rolling over here laughing. I can't even stop crying. It's just so funny. It's so funny. We gotta do this again. This is hilarious.
No doubt.
I
No
gotta get
doubt.
you. I gotta get you back on here again. I'm serious. This is good. Listen, Chalmers.
No doubt.
Listen to this. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to give a blimper. Give you a blimper. You can give two stories of your career that the listeners want to hear this. They want to hear that because I already told you got people. Go ahead and give out. Go ahead. The not so good. Give two not so good shows that you did in your career. Two things that's embarrassing that you thought would be funny now. It wasn't funny then, but you can share with the audience.
Man, I got so many, dog.
I
I
can give
got
you
so
two. You can go
many.
ahead and give two
I
on it. Go
got
ahead and give you two.
so
You got to at least give me two. At least two.
okay. Okay. Not so good. Well, I'm gonna give you the story that's in the book. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a little bit of clip of what you're gonna get in the book about
Yes.
me missing being late at Milwaukee. So Arthur Rose, a week before that, me and Arthur Rose is the vet. Everybody respect Arthur. Matter of fact, I think Arthur Rose didn't get dressed for the game until like the sixth inning. You know what I'm saying? Like he would be in the locker room chilling until the sixth inning, and then he'll come out. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. So like a couple weeks or a week before, him and I had a little altercation. You remember we were talking in the outfield. I think we was talking about marriage. We was talking about a whole bunch of different things. But he came in one day and he was talking about his curveball. And, I stood up, rookie, thinking I'm the stuff. I said, man, Arthur, I hit that weak ass curveball to the moon. Excuse my language. And he looked at me and he was like, what? Kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I'm like, I was playing, but I was, you know what I'm saying? He was like, see me after the game. See me after the game. Right? So I said, all right, bet. So I'm over here during that game. I'm scared the whole game. Like, what in the world is gonna happen to me, dog? Like, did I really make this man this mad? And then we on the road, we kind of bouncing back, like we like things are starting to gel together with the team. After the game, I run back to my locker room, put on my clothes real quick. I'm finna leave. And he was like, nah, I need to see you. So he put his clothes on. We started walking. He said, you're gonna be with me. You're gonna be with me the rest of the the time we here. You know what I'm saying? September, October, whatever happened, you're gonna be with me every single day. You know what I'm saying? So he bought me meals. I think he bought me a suit. Well, this week, like that next part, so me and him got real close. I met his family. So that next week in Milwaukee, well, when we went to Milwaukee, so it had to be, you know what I'm saying, way more than 2 weeks early. It was probably about a month early. We ended up going to Milwaukee, playing the Brewers in the playoffs. So we got off the bus, kind of make a long story short. We got off the bus. He was like, "Hey, look, I want to buy you a suit. I want to buy you a three-piece suit." Cause I used to always joke on him about his suits. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, why you got that three-piece suit on? You like a preacher. You know what I'm saying? But he always used to be fly. He like, I want to go buy you a suit, and it was a nice tailor that he knew there in Milwaukee. So I went with him. We went and got the suit. We woke up that morning, went and got breakfast, got the suit. Well, after we bought the suit, I think we got some food to come back home to chill for a little bit, and then we was gonna go to the field. Well, I should have known what time it was to go be on that bus. Like I'm a rookie. I'm supposed to be telling them. They should be asking me, right? Well, I asked him. I was like, Arthur, what time we supposed to be on the bus? And he was like, 3 o'clock. And at first I thought it was kind of weird, but I know all the playoffs, festivity, like, all right, we might have to get there a little bit later than normal. So what I decided to do, I decided to go back into the room. I had a friend that was in Milwaukee too, so we ended up going out to grab some food or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or just going to chill before we go to the field. So I just told myself I was gonna take an Uber to the field and not ride the bus. We can do that. We didn't have to ride the bus if you didn't want to. So I ended up going to the field and it's like cars everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Like the bus was there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm over here like what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, did I miss something? I go into the doggone I go into the doggone locker room and everybody is in the locker room, getting dressed, getting taped, going through and I'm walking up everybody. So and my locker is like on the other side. So I gotta walk past everybody and they just looking at me like, and I'm a rookie and I'm on a roster. I'm on a roster too. Like I'm playing. And I never forget this. They didn't come up to me before that game and cuss me out or you know what I'm saying, get on. They didn't. They look, you can tell in their face that they were like, you know, you messing up. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time even messing up. I've been clean this whole time. After the game, Chris Carpenter came up to me and was like, the reason why we didn't do that is because we got to stay focused. Right? We can't be worried about you and you messing up. We got to stay focused. But that was probably the scariest time in my career when it comes to like just like stuff I wish I can take back. Like, some things you just like it helped me learn, but because I feel like I let my team down. So the whole game, I'm passing out water, I'm doing whatever I can to kind of make sure that, what I'm saying, I'm back good with the boys, you know what I'm saying? But they were disappointed in me, man. It was crazy. And it felt like I felt it. Like they didn't push me down because we in the playoffs. We got to go, but I really felt like I let my team down. So that was one of them blooper moments, if you will. And another one, man. I gotta share this one though. This is more so kind of disgusting, but I don't know if you. I told you when I was in Palm Beach, I led the major league and minor leagues in triples.
Triples.
I remember the Marlins had Stanton was over there, so we came up together. Me and Stanton, he was in right field all the time. And one day, man, one day we had like nowadays, food is like they get whatever they want now. Like they got $1 million service in the minor leagues. Now, when I was there, it was peanut butter and jelly, turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches, Snicker bars, whatever you can grab. Get it how you live. You know what I'm saying? Well, at Palm Beach, I went and got this meatball sandwich, right? This meatball sandwich was one of the best meatball sandwiches in Palm Beach. So I forgot where I got it from, but I loved it. I used to get it every day just about. And our skipper Tom Spencer, he used to make us run poles before every game. So we had to run 12 poles before the game. You know what I'm saying? Before the game, right? He used to say, if you hit a triple, your legs already ready. Well, this game, we ain't run the poles. We ain't run the poles. And I just ate this meatball sandwich, and I'm the leadoff hitter, dog. Boom.
Ooh.
I hit it straight to Stanton, dog. Stanton come up, tried to field it, go right up on this glove, all the way to the wall. Boom, I'm running. I hit first. I go around second. As soon as I hit second, when I hit second, I touch second, and my right leg kind of went over the base, kind of tripped. And man, I doo-dooed all over myself, dog. Boy, that was the most embarrassing. I slid in the third base, and I told my coach, I said, Coach, I crapped my pants, man. And he was like, man, stop playing, get up. I said, man, I had to stop in the middle of the game. When we went back into the dugout, I had to go to the locker room and change my clothes. That was the most embarrassing, bro. That was so embarrassing. And listen, and it's only a few guys that know that story because in Palm Beach, it wasn't a lot of fans. It was only like the teams. Like we could hear the lights. But I never forget, boy, them boys were laughing at me so hard. They had like a little sticker in my locker the next day of like somebody crapping in the toilet or something like that, dog. It was
Oh
crazy,
my.
man. But I never forget that.
Oh my
I never ever
gosh.
forget that. And I know
Yeah.
that's kind of a lot right there. But
Yeah.
that is most definitely. I was my homeboy here on live call me doo doo butt like for real like bro like I never forget that. But it was so
Ooh.
nice because Stanton was like the guy. Stanton was like the man, and he go up to try to field it, and he missed it, and I was gone. No, I know I can run. I'm gone. I hit that base, man. I'm talking about everywhere, all over myself. Too, dog.
Oh my!
And I
I got.
couldn't take a shower, so you still had to smell a little bit too, man. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. I had to play through
Oh
that jump,
Lord!
man.
This is episode 100 with MLB
Right,
Adron
right.
Chambers. I'm sorry. This is the episode 100. This is how we go at the You Going Pro, You Going Pro podcast, baby. This is You Going Pro right here. Oh my
You
gosh!
never know what you're gonna get, man.
I got a couple more questions. I'm trying to hold myself together. So okay, all right. Let me let me rewind. So I got a couple more questions. So you
Right.
play with all these great players. Can you tell the audience a couple good plays that you were part of or you've seen that some guys that may not seen it? Can you share two good, wow, the what if, man, that was a great play that the listeners that you experienced in the World Series and outside the World Series?
Well, in the World Series, it was Albert Pujols hitting 3 home runs and one in that game. You know what I'm saying? Against the Rangers, obviously.
Right.
But the crazy thing about it is and the unique part that I played in that story was when he hit his first one because I was a rookie and I was a 24-year-old Pensacola, thought he was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like I was wearing I was just young and wild. So I didn't care. I respected. Like I was on time. If Albert had to hit in the cage, like I was still respectful. I was still
Right.
my mama taught me well.
Right.
But I was, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was the man too. Like I don't care that y'all giving Albert an interview. I'm me. I can hit it just like him. So he hit the first one, bam, and I'm like, nice. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had. I think that was like his second hit of the whole World Series. I was like, all right. I wasn't down on him, but I was like, all right.
Right.
The
Right. Right.
second one he hit, bam, he hit it. And I was always at the end of the dugout, so I would be the last person that he would see when he coming to give high fives or whatever. And so I went up to him like this. After he hit his second one, I was like, well, do it again then. Just
Right.
like that. And he just looked at me. You know what I'm saying? He just looked at Ron Terrio would tell you the story. He just looked at me, was like, all right. And that joker went up there and did it again. Hit a third one. And then you can look at it. If you go, you can see it online. If you go look at Ira Pujols 3 home runs, the last one he hit, I'm the last person he see in the dugout, and I'm like this at the end of the dugout, like yeah. And we came and gave each other a high five. He looked at me like, ain't it? No, basically like, ain't that is that enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? What else do I need to do? that was one of the moments where it's like, I was happy to be a teammate of a man like him because, you know, especially, you got guys like that, they expecting him to hit a home run and do great things all the time. And I seen where he needed us. He
Right.
needed us to pick him up.
Right.
But, when he turned it on, like when he turned it on, he ain't need no, you know what I'm saying? Like he can take it. You ain't need no pitching. You ain't need nothing. You know what I'm saying? He'll make the play in center field if he had to. Like he was really that type of player. That one and another one that I was really like, I was honored because you got guys like Edwin Jackson, dog. That Edwin was like my big brother that I always wanted. Like all my brothers, I love my brothers. They can't, but in the baseball world, like I needed somebody to help me along the journey because as it wasn't a lot of black coaches and all that type of stuff when I was playing. You know what I mean? Shoot, there wasn't no black coaches on the Cardinals. You know what I'm saying? Other than Jose Oquendo, and he was still Latin.
Mm-hmm.
So having Edwin was like a big piece of me. He met my girl, at the time. He was just like a real brother to me. I stole his coconut water. He was about to beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Like we was tight. The game that he pitched for us, I want to say, was it Philly? He pitched a game where it was like, he would attest to this. Like Edwin was like real high, or he was like middle low. You know what I'm saying? Like he was doing real well. It was like, man, how? Like how was he? You know what I'm saying? Like not dominating like this all the time. And he always had great stuff and was just a great human being. That game, I seen him pull something out of his hat that was like so competitive at the highest level like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was only about, 8 or 9 years into his career at that time, I'm guessing. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
was like he was established, but he was still, I mean, he still played, 8 or 9 years after that,
Right.
the World Series. But it was like seeing him compete, the way he competed on that mound, because pitching was something totally different from anything else I've seen. He always showed up. He always his for his start, he was always gonna make his start. And he was always like on time for everything. He was always there. So seeing him was also like a blessing for me because I was able to see how baseball was supposed to look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
showed me how baseball, he taught me how to talk to coaches. He taught me how to present myself, to the organization as a brand. Like he was always, I mean, he played for how many different? He played for every doggone team in the major leagues. And I know that might sound crazy, but I think it's kind of prolific. I think it's kind of amazing
Right.
that. And then when you hear about him, everybody ain't got nothing but look. Like when how I wanted to, and I know that might not be the case, but I'm pretty sure any player would want when they hear when your name is getting called in the field that you in, you want it to be a positive things. You know what I'm saying? And he brought that type of energy. Everybody had positive things to say about him. And man, you talking about a guy that still to this day I call just to say hello, just to see how his kids doing. You know what I'm saying? He's just like a big brother. He's helped me. God bless Edwin Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like somebody that I respect, I look up to. He's my big brother. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I got so
Listen.
many more, but those are two that I can think of off the rip.
Well, I know we ain't got a lot of time left, so I don't want to respect your time. I'm gonna run a few more, but who will be your Mount Rushmore players that you believe of all time? If you had to put instead of four, put five Mount Rushmore players that you've played with and you've seen right now.
So not like guys that I didn't play with, only guys that I played with.
Whoever you want, whoever you want, whoever you want.
Oh, oh man, that's easy right there. I
I
mean,
know the two. I
obviously,
already know the two
Barry
you're gonna
Bonds.
say. Barry Bonds.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying. Well, I gotta add David Justice. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? David
Wow.
Justice was like, yeah, David Justice, and Kenny Lofton was like the guys because those were the guys that I felt like I could resemble in Juan Pierre. Like I could resemble my like Barry Bonds was so good. I felt like I was so far away from him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
like I was trying to get to him and he would keep on going. Where David Justice, where it was like I can reach him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm David, I'm sorry, I don't mean it like that. You know what I mean? But it's like I feel like I can reach him. Juan Pierre, I feel like I can reach him. Kenny Lofton, I feel like I can reach him. Um, but you know who? Barry Bonds. Let's add David Justice because David Justice was
Okay,
just that guy.
that's
And I'm
two.
gonna try to. Albert Pujols. I
That's
gotta
three.
add Albert Pujols, and I'm gonna add a pitcher just because. And I'm gonna say because he gave me some great advice one time. Bob Gibson.
Mm,
Bob Gibson. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bob. I would add Yadier Molina too. Like Yachty is like, I think Yachty is the smartest baseball player to ever live. I
mm.
really believe Yadier Molina is the smartest baseball player ever.
Wow.
Um, but I think it's only four that I can do right with
Yeah,
Mount Rushmore.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah, David. Just I would have to add David just because obviously I think he was with Holly Berry too. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Right,
it's like I was
right.
like I wanted to be like David Justice. I wanted to be like David was the man. He was always he had a beautiful swing.
Yes, he
You
did.
know what I'm saying?
Yes, he did.
But Ira Pujols most definitely. Lou Brock. I mean not Lou Brock. Bob Gibson, which I
Bob
could
Gibson.
add Lou Brock.
Yeah.
Bob Gibson, Albert, David, and then um who man, I got so many that I can add, boy. I got so
Man,
many.
you play around some
Uh
great players.
what? Man, I played with some Carlos Beltran. Carlos
Oh,
Beltran is probably the best other than Lance Bergman switch hitter. And he taught me I used to catch I ain't like dropping the ball. He taught me how like I would catch everything up here. He was like, "Man, why don't you catch the ball right here? Like and you can just transfer it."
right,
And that's
right,
how I teach my athletes now. It's
right.
you know what I'm saying, being able to get out from the outfield like that. But like I remember him sitting down with me, and we were just going over contracts one day, and I'm over here like, he was one of the top ones that was making hundred millions of dollars
Right.
in contracts, man. It was like being able to listen to these guys. I kind of knew back then even that I was taking the wrong approach. You know what I'm saying? They was on another level with this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like,
right.
Maybachs and all that type of stuff was nothing. You know what I mean? Like that they were so focused in the game.
Mm,
Yachty. Yachty would show up at spring training before he would have his whole workout done before anybody even showed up. You know what
mm,
I'm saying? It was like they were Albert Pujols, they call him a machine for a reason. Matt Holiday he was like Mark, they would be lifting 100-pound dumbbell. Like it was wild, man, watching them prepare, dog. Like they were really the best, man. Like they were the best, man, at how they prepared. That's what I was more so impressed with all these great guys. It wasn't what they were doing on the field. It was like I seen it so many times in practice that I knew it was coming in the game. And that's what young guys got to understand. How you do anything is how you do
Do
everything.
everything.
Like
That's right.
if you go to yeah, if you gonna attack practice this way, it's gonna happen in the game. But
Oh
if you
yeah.
over here bull crapping in practice, then don't be surprised when you ain't getting the results that you want
Right.
in the game. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
That's right.
it was
That's
it
right.
was very evident, you know what I'm saying, watching these guys that they were they were gonna be great. Even the David Freezes of the world, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Guys like him that the career started kind of slow and then it went up.
Right. Right.
It was like, you could see the change in attitude, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Man, I got
Yeah, I played with some great
great players, man. You're in a class by yourself
yeah,
because
man.
you had an opportunity to play with some great people. I got two more questions. Because I know you got to go. I got to man. We've been going on strong. This has been a very good episode. I got a million questions, but I only got two more I can give you because of the sake of time. You know, you had a chance to play with guys, but also be coached by guys, some great coaches as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience
Yeah.
why coaching is so important at each level to excel you at the same time? Because a lot of coaches, most coaches that are real coaches, they're great leaders. They're great leaders. Like Tony La Russa's a great
Yes.
leader. So my
Yes.
question to you is,
Yes.
why is coaching so important to get to that next level? Because you had an opportunity to go from you went from D1 to JUCO, to get drafted to single A ball, rookie ball, and you just excel. So my question is, isn't coaching very, very important, and we need to take that more into account as far as getting to the next level?
Big time. And I think we all are coaches. I think everybody's a coach, you know what I'm saying? Or can be rather. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because you got guys like Derek May that stepped up to the plate when he didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to, but he realized, to me, he realized that it was a part of coaching. Coaching, Melvin Smith comes to mind. Melvin Smith was my cornerbacks coach for Mississippi State. One of the best cornerback coaches that you going and Woody McCorvey, one of the best. I mean, I don't know if you know Woody, but he helped Clemson win the national championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my coach name over there at Clemson? The head coach football.
You talking about um, gosh, I know his name is on the tip of my tongue.
I forget his name. Anyway, he gave credit to Coach McCorvey for helping them win the championship. And what I'm saying is, I'm saying all that to say that coaching isn't just the X's and O's on the board. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, you got understanding the players, understanding their attitudes, understand what gets them going, understand what gets them down, understand learning their families. Like, coaching, my career, my career was based around having phenomenal coaches ever since I was a young boy. From my brothers to Mike Hall to John Billy to Barry Holiday to Sylvester Croom to Tom Spencer to Sid Manji to Pop Warner to Chris Maloney Hammer to Tony La Russa to I never played with Dusty Baker, but I never forget I was hitting batting practice in Cincinnati, and Brandon Phillips was one of my guys too. And Dusty Baker come over to me with a piece of paper in his hand. And this is when him and Tony had their little feud. And he was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm looking at you. I see what you're doing. Take my number down. Give me a call. Even Ron Washington, I can still text Ron Washington right now. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like having great coaches made my career what it was because I learned that they cared more than just how I played. They
Mm,
cared about the man that I was becoming, and that was satisfying. Not having a father, man, it really. I feel I don't blame any of my bad decisions on that, but it played such an impact that I
right.
didn't feel, I didn't know, but I had men that were my coaches that stepped in and filled those places, not with routes, not with money, not with they filled it with conversation, they filled it with truth, they filled it with humility. They told me, I mean, David Alexander, I mean, I've heard stories from men that I'm pretty sure they ain't shared to the world. You know what I'm saying? But just trying to let me know that I've been where you are. I've been where you were. I've been there. You know what I'm saying? So we can get through this together. And being a young man, I mean, my mom, she was doing her best. Having that support was like, it was gold. You know what I mean? It was something that was needed most definitely, but also I learned to appreciate it. And as I went on, I learned how to have conversations with the Tony Roosters because, you think you just gonna come in the locker room and just talk how you want to talk. Nah, brother, it's a chain of command over here. So you gotta learn how to act. You gotta learn how to be. You gotta be a good teammate. You gotta be a good locker guy. Does everybody in that locker room want you in that locker room? Because if not, they will get rid of you. You
Mm,
had to learn that kind of stuff, and I learned that by being able to be coachable, man, by some great coaches. So
mm-hmm.
coaching is most definitely important. I'm looking at my dog Black right now. I don't know if he's watching the show. I see he
Right.
got the fire.
Yeah.
He's learning. He's a great show. He's a trainer. He's seeing it. Like you learn how to appreciate, more than just the what you giving them. You learn how to appreciate what they're giving you. And that's what they did for me. They accepted the things that I was doing and that I was saying, and they helped me mold. So yeah, man, I think great coaches are very important, and it's necessary. I think we
Mm,
need more. coaches, and not just teaching you how to jump and how to swim but teaching you life, and that you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Let's try to make this thing right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So I think
thanks,
coaches are
man.
very important.
Good stuff, man. I got one
Yeah.
last question to close it out. We got the very own 2011 MLB Adron Chalmers. He is here live, and we're getting ready to close out. Also, here's a quick shout. Go out and get that book. Get that book. Go to
Yeah, man.
Amazon. Go to Amazon right now. Amazon right now. Go get the book. And go ahead. Tell them the name of your book again.
It's from Pensacola to the World Series. I thought it was kind of fascinating that we got so many great athletes in Pensacola: Roy Jones, Emmitt Smith, Derrick Brooks, Don Sutton. The list goes on and on and on and on. And I thought it was appropriate for me to add Pensacola. It kind of gives a staple of the book, and then adding the championship from Pensacola to the World Series. I mean, who doesn't want to win a World Series? So yeah, man, go find that. I promise you gonna it's gonna give you something that you didn't expect. I wrote it. You know what I mean? I had somebody help me kind of punctuate everything, which she was phenomenal.
Right.
But I did my thing with this book. I'm actually on my second book right now, but go get that one. That's gonna help you with the second book. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying?
I
So
like it.
from
Yes.
Pensacola to the World Series.
All right. I like that, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man.
Hey, I'm glad you came on, man. I want to ask you to give me some closing remarks and how people can connect with you on social media so they can connect with you. So go ahead and give out a shout, your social media stuff. And thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And we going to talk again. Now, I got to catch you. That's the key. I got to catch you because you're hard to catch. You are really hard to catch. I got to catch you. I got to catch you. We've already talked. We got to catch you because we got some more stuff we got to
Hey, look.
get on paper. Go
I
ahead.
got I got to steal my dog Deion Sanders. I got to steal my dog Deion Sanders line, dog. I ain't hard to find. I ain't hard to find. I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? But 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 for Instagram, Adron Chambers. I mean, if you're looking up anything, Swing Champ 56, Swing Champ, Adron Chambers, LinkedIn,
Oh,
Facebook, Instagram,
thank you,
TikTok.
Lord.
We got all them. You know what I'm saying? If you can email me, 11adron56@gmail.com. Like you can that's my little email that I use to connect with people. Like, man, Facebook, you can find me, man. And the beautiful thing about, and I say this about myself, man, the beautiful thing, like I ain't the best with always responding like right then and there, but I do respond. And not only that, man, I love people. You know what I'm saying? I love engaging with people. This game has given me the opportunity to travel all over the place, and I met some phenomenal people. So, man, if you got a story you want to share, we can collab with some things. Man, I ain't hard to find like Deion. So I'm up for it, man. Especially baseball. You know what I'm saying? Especially baseball, man. We can talk baseball all day for sure.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. This has been a blast, and I'm closing out right now. But thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your time, your effort, and
No doubt.
everything you've done today. We're gonna talk some more. And I asked the question for all the people that are listening. The question is this. This I ask them all the time. You're going somewhere. Which direction are you going? What direction are
Yeah.
we going in? And so you're gonna get on the highways. The question is this: where are you being led? LED. LED. Where are you being led?
Mm,
L stands for listen. Listen to everything we talked about today. Listen. Close your mouth, put the ears, and let the ears do the working, let the mouth do less talking. And the reason I said that because in order to have faith, you got to listen. You got to listen.
yeah.
To be a good leader, a good coach, a good player, be a D1 player, you got to be a great listener. And faith comes by hearing and hearing the word. The next letter is E. E stands for execute everything you just listened to. Execute it. Just do it. As
Mm,
Mike, I'm not a Nike
mm,
guy, but just do it. I'm not promoting Nike, but
yeah.
execution is the best thing you can do after what you just heard. Last letter is D. What does D stand for? You talked about it. My favorite word is dominate. We didn't just come to win. We
Mm,
come to dominate. LED. Listen, execute,
mm.
dominate. It's very own Coach Larry, aka Seville Larry, the You Going Pro podcast, episode 100. MLB at Ron Chambers. Hey,
Mm.
it's been great having you on, man.
Yeah.
Looking forward to talking to you. Go get that book. And if you want another book, it's coming
Yeah,
out
man.
September 30th. It's coming out September 30th. Are you
Oh
really
yeah.
D1? Stay tuned. Look on my Instagram, look on
Yeah,
my
man.
YouTube, and we'll be keeping you posted. Hey, thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate everything, man. Thanks a lot. All right.
No
God
doubt.
bless.